Guys, I get accused of looking through rose-tinted specs when I get all nostalgic about how the gaming industry was just so much better. Even 10 years ago, guys, but I think it was even better than that if you go back to the late 90s, early noughties, you know, my golden decade, I think, is 96 till 2006, that kind of time. But let's just compare 2010 to 2020, because I don't think I'm using rose-coloured spectacles at all. I just remember games were great back then, and we got a hell of a lot more good games. Now we're lucky if we get 5 or 6 really good games a year. I mean, that list that I've got up is up till now in 2020, and half of them are shite. I just put them up because I was literally running out of stuff to put on the page. I mean, Maneater shouldn't be anywhere near that list. I mean, Monster Hunter World Iceborne's not even a game, it's a bloody expansion. But literally there was nothing else to put down. Now, obviously this is my opinion on a lot of it, but some of these games I haven't even played, so they're not even my opinion. I've just took your word for it because they were getting 9s out of 10s, you know, but I haven't even played half of them, so I just stuck them on there. Now, I'm not including any game that was a remake because clearly that's cheating, because the game didn't come out in 2020, because obviously Resident Evil 3 was released this year, but that came out years ago. So this is about the innovation of 2020. It's about developers thinking outside the box and making good games. It's not about copying stuff, you know, so we'll have none of that. And also as well, I shouldn't really, but I have put early access games up there that aren't even finished, like Mount & Blade 2, because the list from 2010 doesn't have any unfinished games, all finished. But like I say, the gaming industry is so bad now, I've had to put up expansions and early access games, you know, just to fill the list up a bit. Now, obviously, we have more games coming this year that look good. Cyberpunk looks great. Can't wait to play that. We've got Dying Light 2, which looks like it could be good. Marvel's Avengers. The Star Wars space multiplayer thing looks great. Looks like a bit like X-Wing, so I'm looking forward to that. We've got Microsoft Flight Sim coming up. There's a few good games coming this year that could be great, but man, wait till you see what I'm going to show you now. So let's roll the list and we'll comment on it from 2010. And guys, I've highlighted the ones that stood out for me, but you know, there's probably others in the list that stand out for you. So, you know, have your say in the comments if there's anything that I've missed, or just generally what you think of this. So let's get on with it. So this is January, guys. Now, I didn't play Divinity 2, so I don't know about that. Bayonetta, didn't play that, but it got raving reviews. Darksiders, didn't really play that either. Fable 2, didn't play that. Didn't play that. I didn't play half of these, guys. But I've highlighted Army of Two because that got absolutely brilliant scores. Never played that either. A lot of these were console games, and I didn't really have a console. So I didn't play Silent Hill, didn't play any of that. Mass Effect 2, guys. Windows and the Xbox 360. That was probably the biggest game of January. A really big game. So not a great deal, but there was a few decent games in there. Then you got February. Look at that, Stalker Call of Pripyat. That was a great game. Absolutely loved that. Fantastic. I did try Star Trek Online, didn't like that. Bioshock 2. Guys, what a week. Bioshock 2 and Stalker. My goodness. Then we had Tropico, Aliens vs Predator. That wasn't the great Aliens vs Predator. It was, I looked up on it. It wasn't, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as AVP 2, which came out. Risen is there as well, but I think that was already released before that. Heavy Rain, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, don't know, but it got raving reviews. Napoleon Total War, I love that. Guys, all them games were just in February. Battlefield Bad Company 2, my goodness, what a fucking game that was, guys. Supreme Commander 2, what a great game that was. Assassin's Creed 2, we're into March. We're just in March, guys, and we're already pretty much on par with up to July 2020. Final Fantasy 8, never played it. Warhammer 40k, guys. Dawn of War 2, that was an amazing RTS game. Absolutely loved it. God of War 3 on the PlayStation 3. Metro 2033, we're still in, guys, March the 16th, and we've had all these games. Dragon Age Origins Awakening, another great game. Just Cause 2, when Just Cause was good, guys. Not like the Just Cause 4 we had last year, which was tragic. Absolutely tragic. Now, there's a lot of other stuff there, as you can see, but I haven't highlighted them because I don't really know how good or how bad they were. But let's move on. We've now got Splinter Cell. I got Splinter Cell with a graphics card and absolutely loved it. Really good. Grand Theft Auto Episodes from Liberty City. This was hugely popular, massively scored across the board, really good game. It was a standalone as well. Sam & Max, I remember Sam & Max hit the road. They were adventure games back in the day. Really loved them. I never played the Devil's Playhouse, but it did well, got some good scores. Super Street Fighter 4, again, I didn't play that. It was a console kind of exclusive, but again, it did well. It got 9s and stuff like that, so it was a good game. We're into May now, guys. I didn't play Iron Man 2, but I'm a big Iron Man fan, so I wonder what that was like. So I don't know. A few little games that were pretty shit, but then we'd come to Prince of Persia. That was a great series, Prince of Persia. But guys, look at this. On the same day, you got Prince of Persia, you got Alan Wake, and Red Dead Redemption. On the same day, guys. On the same day. We're only into May. We're only into May. Think of all them great games we've just mentioned, and we're into May. My goodness, guys. Insane. It's insane. Look at them all. Look at them all. Alpha Protocol, do you know what? I thought that was a good game, but I checked it out and it looked shite. But maybe I don't know. I'm sure I played it. I don't know. Whatever. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. I know I played that. I didn't highlight that. Transformers: War of Cybertron. I bought that for my son and played it more than him. Absolutely loved that. Singularity. Now this is a game I reviewed just the other day. Brilliant. And it didn't do too well, really. It was getting 7s back in the day, but it would get 9s now because we were spoiled for choice back then. I mean, look what it was up against back then, you know. Whereas if that came out now, you know, Alien Swarm in July, Alien StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty. My goodness, what an awesome RTS that was. StarCraft 2, I absolutely loved that. That was when Blizzard were good, before Blizzard went shite, you know, like everything, you know. But guys, look, Mafia 2, Victoria 2, Mafia 2, guys. Worms Reloaded, you gotta love Castle Crashers. I think that was getting 9.5s out of 10 that on the PlayStation 3. These were huge games back in the day, guys. Spider-Man did well. I never played it, but I did play Amnesia: The Dark Descent, probably the most scary game ever made. That set the benchmark for scary games. Absolutely phenomenal games. Halo Reach, just casually throw in Halo Reach, one of the biggest ever games on the 360. You know, Ruse, I attempted to buy that. I picked the box up a few times in the shop, but never actually bought it. Wish I had, because it looks good. Civ 5, guys. Civ 5, Alien Breed 2, Darksiders, Formula 1 2010. Before, well, it was copy and pasting from then on, really. Lara Croft and the Guardians of Light, when Lara Croft was good, apparently. That seemed to do well. Dead Rising 2, I mean, look at how bad Dead Rising 3 was, but that was when Dead Rising used to be actually good. Then Guitar Hero, remember Guitar Hero? You could put your tennis rackets away and actually do it properly. I loved that. World of Tanks, it was one of the first free-to-play games, and it was great when it first came out. I mean, I don't know what it's like now, but it went through a really bad stage of selling golden bullets for real money, which was bullshit, but I did enjoy it. Then there's a lot of other games here. Some of them are probably good, but I mean, Just Dance 2, wow. Oh, by the way, I've deleted nearly everything from PSP, the Wii, iOS, and things like that. I've deleted over 100 games, guys, that were on handheld and iOS from this list. So this list was an extra 100 games longer than this, but I just cut all them out. Fallout New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, just there it is. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, loved that. That was an add-on. It made all the people zombies in the town. You had to liberate the towns. Rock Band 3, I bought that, played the shit out of that. Loved it, absolutely loved it. You'll notice the Sims 3's there, but that came out the year before. That's just like a remake, so I'm not kind of counting stuff like that. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 didn't do too good. That's why it's not highlighted. But a lot of the Star Wars games from that time were great. Well, slightly before 2010 were absolutely awesome, but that one really didn't really do it. A couple of James Bonds. There's Dance Evolution, guys. All the Kinetics things. Connect, rather. I got my son's Connect for Christmas. Oh, man. Yeah, tragic. Call of Duty Black Ops did very well. I wasn't a fan. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood got absolute rave reviews, guys. Another big game. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, guys. Some say that was the best ever Need for Speed game. It was a good game, but it didn't have a cockpit view. You had to have a mod to get the cockpit view, and I never understood that with Need for Speed, why they ditched that. I think Shift 2 was the last game to have a cockpit view, and I love cockpit view. It's immersive, it's great, but nevertheless that was still a good game, and it's getting a remake this year, guys, by the way, a remake. There's Gran Turismo 5 there, Super Meat Boy, oh man, remember Super Meat Boy, bloody hell, guys. World of Warcraft Cataclysm, and it was a freaking cataclysm as well, guys. Warcraft was dead to me before Cataclysm. It went down for me in Wrath of the Lich King. Tragic. Then we had Battlefield Bad Company 2, guys, Vietnam. Another great bloody game. I mean, can you believe we had all that in 1 year? I mean, we don't get years anywhere. I mean, you could probably combine the last 3 years in gaming to kind of equal 2010 for like the sheer number of big, good games that came out. And I'm not talking about little indie things. A lot of these were really big games that came out. And I just find it sad. I just find it really sad. Are we ever going to get these days coming back? I don't know. I don't think so, because these big corporations have gobbled up all the little developers, Bullfrog, Westwood, and all of them, and I don't know whether they're ever coming back, guys. I think we need a gaming crash and a reset and start the whole thing again. It's fucking tragic, guys. It really is.